Nixa leads Waynesville 7-2. Sorry for the technical difficulties there for a second. We're getting our camera all figured out. As Nixa has led up the first 2 points of the game, but has been off to a rather hot start. From them, they bring on the full court press. Liddell tips it away out of bounds, and it will stay in Tiger possession. Passing it in. Guarded by Oaf. Far sideline swings to the logo. Around to the arc. Dumps it off. Now swung to the top of the key, looking around. So man, backdoor cut, looked at it. Won't pass. Three-point attempt is up. No good. Rebound tipped around. Stays in possession of Waynesville. Now back over. He'll try another one from deep. Won't go. Another loose ball is picked up by Liddell. Liddell, floater in the lane off the side of the backboard. Rebounded once again by Cameron Miller. Long two-pointer is short as well. Moving in transition. Kick to the corner. Try another three, and he just can't get it to go so far. This half, or this quarter, I should say. We're only in the first quarter. Seitz tries to kick it off, driving through the lane. Will get it back. Putting the moves on. High stepping through the lane. Blocked at the rim, but foul will be called. And Seitz will head to the line to shoot two.
Waynesville foul number 22, Nathan Foster, is first, team second of the quarter. Seitz at the line for Nixa.
First one is good. Now moving down the baseline, kicks it out. Jerome Shelton with the ball. Misses the jump shot, rebounded by McCoy. Up to Seitz, cross-court pass isn't handled by Miller and kept alive by number 22, Nathan Foster. Kicked around now, top of the key, back to Foster, over to the wing. And they will reset with Killia. Back over, corner three. Way too strong. And McCoy seemed to be getting hugged there. But they will call a jump ball. In comes substitutions for Nixa. Number 30, Logan Preston, and number 15, Maddox Gibson. Looking for anyone inbound to, finds Zamir Nelson. Nelson stepping through the lane, kicks it back out. Just under a minute remaining now, guarded by Seitz at the top of the key. Moving to the elbow, taken away by Liddell. Liddell on the fast break, and a diving attempt from Carmelo Jackson will be called for a foul. So Liddell will inbound the ball for Nixa. Number 13, Eric Killia, the 5'10" sophomore, will sub back in. Seitz now makes a man fall. Moves through the lane now, high stepping, dumps it off for McCoy. McCoy takes the contact and finishes off the glass. That's a travel. Picked up that pivot foot. He's just moving mindlessly. So Liddell will have the ball. Nixa leads 11-2. Just under 30 seconds remaining. Looks like they'll hold it for the last shot. Here, Liddell is sizing up. Zamir Nelson at the logo now, and Nelson will bump him, and Liddell draws the foul.
Waynesville foul on Zamir Nelson. It's the team's fourth of the quarter, his second of the game.
Inbound to McCoy. Hands it back off to Liddell. 15 seconds now. Liddell's working on Nelson. 10. Kicks over to Seitz. Seitz gets it tipped out of bounds, and it will stay Nixa possession. 7.6 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Be Seitz passing it in as well. To Gibson. Back over to Seitz. Seitz wide open lane of the hole. Up and under. What a finish from Seitz with the contact. And that is how the first quarter will end. 13-2. The Nixa Eagles lead the Waynesville Tigers by 11. We'll be back after this short break. Second quarter underway here in Waynesville, Missouri. Nixa leads 13-2. It's actually different this game. In Waynesville here, they start at 5:30. Here is the junior varsity game, the freshman game, and another gin. Inside pass to McCoy and one finish while he is soaring towards the ground. So, minute 15 seconds into his second quarter. I believe it might be 15. It might be 7-minute quarters for junior varsity. McCoy will head to the line with an and one finish. He will make it in subs. Mathan Ajayi. The 5'11" sophomore. Swung to the corner now, guarded by Ajayi. Pull up mid-range, rattles in and out, rebounded by Gibson. Tries to dump it off to Liddell, and he handles it in the backcourt. Liddell now Euro step through the lane, kick out to Preston. Preston tries from three, won't go. Rebounded by Gibson. Now Seitz. Seitz is too strong as well. Preston fighting for it on the far sideline, and it seems that Waynesville has the ball, and he's kind of just laying there. And timeout is called. 30-second timeout. Nixa leads 16-2, so we will be back in around 30 seconds. Waynesville Tiger basketball out of the timeout. Driving to the lane now, kicks out to Shelton. Shelton guarded by Liddell. Kicked back out to Kalia. Kalia just gives it to Maddox Gibson. Gibson right into the bucket of Sights. Good pass to Ajayi, and he can't get the layup to go. He will get his own rebound, though, and Sights will try from the corner. He will be too strong on the attempt. Good rebound from Gibson with the contact. Can't make the shot, but will head to the free throw line to shoot two.
Waynesville foul number 40, Brady Harpel, his first, team second of the quarter.
Foul is called on number 40, Brady Harpel. Gibson will not make the first free throw.
And Carmelo Jackson checks back in.
Second free throw is good. So full court press brought on from Nixa. He has got him trapped in the corner right now. Preston and Jalen suffocating defense. Liddell rips it away, but that's after the jump ball is called. They were trapping number 5, Emmanuel Manny Naveira. Now driving through the lane, Shelton takes the contact of Liddell. Well, Liddell will be charged with a foul on defense. Send Jerome Shelton to the line, the 6'2" sophomore, 175 pounds.
Jerome Shelton at the line, shoot two. Miller, no.
First free throw is good.
Shelton got it both.
Second one is good as well. Cuts the lead to 13. Sights gets the step inside, soaring through the air. Good finish from Sights all the way to the hole. Now working through the press. Shelton almost gets it tipped away from him. He'll keep it alive now, kick it out. Three-point attempt is up and no good. Rebounded by Oaf. Oaf moving in transition, hands it off to Sights. Sights sees his lane, but will bring it back out, swing it over to Preston. Preston, that's his favorite shot, but he will not be able to hit it. Fadeaway jumper from Oaf, rolls in and out. Can't get the putback to go as Miller. Now Ajayi will bring it out, try to draw a foul, and lots of missed opportunities down low from the Eagles.
Nixa foul on Ajayi, his first, team second of the quarter.
So Owen Sights will sub out now. Sam Kranz will check in for the Nixa Eagles. Shelton gets it knocked away by Ajayi, and it will stay Tigers basketball. Passing it in for the Tigers is Carmelo Jackson. Gives it to Shelton, guarded by Preston. And Shelton will lose the ball. Oaf in transition, spinning, and gives it up to Kranz. Kranz on the baseline. Back to Oaf. Fadeaway three-pointer is good. Makes that 22 for Nixa, and kicked out of bounds by Oaf as well on the press. And Carter Mabe will head to the scores table.
As does Nathan Foster.
He will pick up Logan Preston.
Mock checks in for Nixa.
Moving down the court is Naveira. Gives it up to Kalia, and out of bounds will stay Tigers basketball. Naveira gives it to Shelton. Shelton, deep three off the back rim, tipped around and handled by Oaf. Oaf moving up the court. He's got Mabe in the corner, but pulls it back out. Dumps it off to Ajayi, and Ajayi can't handle it, cutting to the rim. Now, pass to midcourt. Naveira will pull it back out cross court to Foster. Foster to Shelton. Shelton is guarded by Mabe. Naveira, three-pointer, is nothing but net.
Three-point basket by Navarra.
That brings their total up to 7. Ajayi on the other end tries to answer with the three. Won't go. Rebounded by Mabe. An Oaf fadeaway jump shot. Bounces up and in. Naveira somehow gets it to Jackson, who brings it back out to Shelton. Shelton does have the size mismatch on Mabe, and foul is called on
Third on the team for the quarter, his first of the game.
on Carter Mabe. Shelton spinning on Oaf, kicks out Navarra from three, banks it up and in. Oaf now gives it to Kranz. Kranz will try from deep, left side of the rim, rebounded by Shelton. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Shelton pull up three, too strong off the back iron. Rebounded by Ajayi. Ajayi moves in transition. Euro stepping through the lane, up and off the glass. Won't go. Rebounded by Oaf, and he will get the foul called. Oaf shooting two. First one will go.
Brayton Horton checks into the game for your Tigers. McCoy checks back into the game for Nixa.
Second one is good as well. Extends the Nixa lead to 16. Foul is called on Carter Mabe, his second of the game. Two quick fouls for Mabe. Oh, Shelton, guarded by Oaf, takes the screen, puts up the floater, bounces in and out, gets it on rebound and puts it back up and in. Oaf, minute 15 left, gets past Shelton, finds the spot, pulls the trigger, won't go. Rebounded by McCoy. McCoy steps through the lane and misses the layup and will get fouled on the other attempt.
Foul on Navarra for Waynesville, team's fourth of the quarter, his first of the game. McCoy at the line for Nixa.
McCoy at the line now. First free throw is good. The stands are starting to fill up a bit. Some people piling in for this varsity matchup tonight. Around 7:30 is the start time. Nixa is 17-2, I believe. Only losses to Bolivar and Park Hill in tournaments. And Waynesville is 6-11. 45 seconds left. Shelton pull-up jumper is blocked by Oaf, rebounded by Waynesville. Kick back out, three-point attempt will finally go for MJ Green. 5'7" sophomore. 30 seconds left. Oaf was moving fast, now brings it back out. Is guarded by Kalia, gives it off to Miller. Miller will, I think they called the foul before the travel, so foul will be called on Eric Kalia, and that will send Cameron Miller to the line for two as the Nixa Eagles have now entered bonus. Miller cannot hit the first free throw. Second free throw is good. Nixa now leads by 13, so it seems like Nixa's been dominating. Only down by 13 is Waynesville. It feels like a 20-point game. This pass is almost picked off by Miller. It will go out of bounds, 12 seconds remaining. Passes it in to MJ Green. MJ Green is guarded by Kranz. Gets the screen, moving inside, kicks it out. Kalia bounces it off of his foot. Oaf up to McCoy. McCoy with 1 second left puts it up and will beat the buzzer to extend the lead to 15 for the Nixa Eagles. 30-15 is your score heading into halftime. We'll be back after 10 minutes. we are 30 seconds away from the second half of this boys junior varsity matchup between the visiting Nixa Eagles and the home Waynesville Tigers. The score is 30-15. Nixa leads by 15. They've doubled their score as Nixa came off to a hot start, and they seemed to be cold from everywhere around the arc and couldn't make a shot, and Waynesville started making their shots. So what seemed like it would be a blowout kind of just fizzled into a stalemate once they got around a 10-point lead. So it will be Eagles basketball, passing it in. Seitz gives it to McCoy. Back over to Seitz. Now Liddell. Lob to Colt McCoy is successful, and that's how they get the quarter started. Now Nixa bringing the full court press once again over the head of Waynesville, but somehow stays in their possession. Kalia now swings it over. Zamir Nelson at the top of the key. Driving it on Miller. Hop stepping through the lane. Good move. Banks it up and in. Now the Eagles in transition. Grady Oaf moving down the baseline. Corner three. Cameron Miller is good. Swung over to MJ Green. Back over to Kalia. Now looks to the middle. Corner Nelson. One hand pass. Kalia. Back to Nelson in the corner. Dump off pass inside. Can't get the layup to go. Rebounded by Oaf. And Seitz will take it up the court. Seitz. Good pass to Miller. Backside. Cutting. Misses the first shot but gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. Kalia breaks the press pretty easy now. Short corner is Nelson. Nelson picks up his dribble, looking for anyone, and just kind of bounces it out of bounds. Just seemed like he gave up on the play. I mean, he had someone next to him. He could have passed it. Looking at our cameraman, Evan Brett, he seems confused as well. Aiden Hopkins as well. Here it's me and Aiden Hopkins on the call for the varsity matchup as tipped out of bounds. Brady Reedstone is not able to make it tonight. Inbound to McCoy in the far corner. Picks up his dribble now. Oaf steps into the three. Off the back rim. Bounced over to Liddell. I don't know how that got to him. Floater is no good. Bounce around once again, but this time MJ Green will handle it. Bring it down the court on Liddell. Loses control now. Trapped in the corner. Fought for with Green. And he falls over. Jump ball is called, and kind of a funny flop there from Green falling back. Inbound to Kalia, guarded by Seitz. Moving in on Seitz, pulls up from the free throw line. Whoo! Was that smooth. Now Liddell kicks to the corner to Oaf. Oaf driving to the lane. Almost gets the and one. But now we'll head to the line to shoot two. First free throw is no good. Second one is good from Oaf. Nelson up the court for the Tigers, brings it back out to Green. Green picks up his dribble around the free throw line. Nelson takes the screen, kicks to Calais in the corner, and he will lose it out of bounds. Nixa ball leading 38-19. Sights Euro stepping through the lane. Can't finish though. Rebounded by McCoy. And he cleans it up down low. Green dancing on the sideline. Swings it over to Manny. Now back to Green. Green moving in transition. Tripped under the lane and foul will be called on Grady Oaf. Will be on the ground, so it will be a pass in to, it is stolen away by Miller. Miller moving in transition. And a good finish from him at the rim. Now Green getting trapped in the backcourt. Swings it over to Manny. Manny splits the defense, and it's taken away from Oaf. Oaf now moving quick to Liddell. Good pass to Miller. And great teamwork from the Nixa Eagles forces the timeout called by Anthony Caruso and the Waynesville Tigers. We'll be back after this short break. Nixa leads 44-19. Back from the break, Nixa leads 44-19. If you're just now joining us, I am Brady Richard. 3 minutes and 24 seconds left in this junior varsity matchup between the Eagles and the Tigers. Manny thought about it in the corner, is guarded by Colt, and I think that is the smallest player on the court, guarded by the biggest player. As he goes back to his man now in the corner, Calais is the screen to Navarra. Navarra's trying to work on Liddell. He's got him in a box. Now Sights comes in, and he keeps his possession, and Calais drops the pass. Miller now gets fouled on his way to the rack. That will be called on the ground. Calais visibly not happy with that call. Zamir Nelson checks back in for Calais as Calais picked up his third foul right there. Liddell look for the lob to McCoy. He will get the attempt, but he can't make it. Gets his own rebound, though, and finishes that one. Vera gets the screen. Thought about pulling up, but throws a dart inside. Blocked by McCoy. He gets the rebound as well. Gives it up to Sights. Sights pulls it back out. Swing over to Preston. Preston back out to Sights. Sights is guarded by Green. Moving through the lane. Kicks to the corner to Liddell. Liddell can't get it to go. McCoy now spinning through the lane and fouled going to the rim. So McCoy will head to the charity stripe now to shoot two. Will make the first free throw, extend the lead to 28. The Eagles, ever since coming out of halftime, have scored 18-4 against these Tigers. They've been on fire coming out of the break. Swing to the corner to Nelson. Gets the screen from number 22, Nathan Foster. Now Green with the ball. Naveira tries the three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Miller. Miller is moving all the way to the hole and will flip it up and in. Minute 35 left in this third quarter. Naveira's trapped at half court. Tries to give it to Green, taken away by Seitz. Liddell dumps it off to Seitz now. Stripped by Naveira. Green in transition for the Tigers. Picks up his dribble, trying to dump it off in the lane. It's taken away by Liddell. Liddell Euro stepping through the lane. Will put up the teardrop in. And Nixa is unloading the bench now. It's Gibson, Ajayi, Kranz, and Mabe. Green gets past Liddell, tries to put up a floater, but can't get it to go. Seitz in transition. Good move all the way to the hole, and is denied by the rim. Now Green is already down the court. Dumps it off to a cutting Tiger, and back out to Naveira now. Corner Nelson guarded by McCoy, under 30 seconds left now. Back out Naveira. Corner three-pointer. It's too strong. Tries to get his own rebound, but Liddell will have possession. Pulls it back out to Miller. Miller for the tray is good. And Waynesville will dribble it out. So Nixa now leads 55-19, 36-point lead for these Eagles. Offensive explosion is how I would describe that third quarter. We'll be back after about a minute. Fourth quarter now. Just started. Ajayi swings it to Mabe in the corner. Eagles went off for 25 points in that third quarter. Now Gibson gets it to rattle around. And if you're just now joining, I'm Brady Richard in this junior varsity matchup between the Waynesville Tigers and the Nixa Eagles. Coming out of halftime, it was a 15-point game. It was 30-15, but Waynesville only scored 4 points that whole third quarter. And now Nixa leads by a big margin as Preston misses the wide-open layup. Rebound is Ajayi. Naveira for the Tigers now, guarded by Mabe. Gives to Nelson in the corner. who's met by Ajayi. Dumps it off. Now fadeaway jump shot is good from number 23, Carmelo Jackson. Gibson thought about the pull-up three, will keep it in his back pocket and gives it to Preston. Preston will shoot the three and will be off the back rim. Kranz gets the rebound, tries to put it up. Nothing to do there, and it will soar out of bounds. The Tigers basketball. Or Eagles basketball, excuse me. Mabe looking for the pass in. Gives it to Preston, who is cutting through the lane and finishes at the rim. Preston made up for his missed layup there a second ago. Gets his first points of the game. Kicked out to Calais. Calais driving on Ajayi. And number 21 now, Alexander Creighton. Tried to give it up, but it is taken away by the Eagles, and hard foul on Mabe. It's number 22, Nathan Foster, just kind of was hugging Mabe for no apparent reason. Full court press brought on from the Tigers. Now Mabe pulls the trigger. Won't go, rebounded by Ajayi. Ajayi left-hand layup will go. Nixa now leads by 42. Calais to Nevera. Now back over to Calais in the corner. Calais is guarded by Kranz, driving baseline. Thought he had a lane, but he didn't take it. And is back in the hands of Calais. Pulls up from mid-range, and it rolls out. Rebounded by Ajayi, given to Mabe. Mabe is guarded by Jackson. Now Gibson at the top of the key. Gibson drives through the lane, can't finish at the hole. Calais will bring it up in transition, give it up to Nevera. Nevera gives it to a cutting Tiger, and travel's called down low on Gibson. It was number 42. Searching for it. This roster isn't in number order, so you got to search for the players. I guess I can't find them. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are a part of the coronation ceremony, we need you to head. But it will be Tiger basketball. I'm sorry for that. I was trying to find his name, but wasn't on there. But he will go through the lane now, miss the floater. Mabe driving through, kicks it out to Ajayi. Ajayi puts up the floater, and it is short. And I think that one was tipped just at the end by Mabe. So it'll be Tiger basketball. I'm seeing a 32, not a 42 on here. Calais on the other end, and an illegal screen is called on Brady Harpel. I don't think he was set before Calais moved. So Calais just had to wait a little bit longer for that screen. He would have been fine. Inbounded to Preston, just a minute 30 left in this game. Gibson in the corner, takes Harpel to the rim, step back mid-range. No good, rebounded by Mabe. Mabe's bumped, and Ajayi will be in the corner now. Swung back to Mabe. Mabe looked for the step back three, won't shoot. Now Gibson takes the contact and will put it up and in. Waynesville on the other end. Calais at the logo. Moves it back out. Now guarded by Ajayi, spinning through the lane, and travel is called on Waynesville. So with the turbo clock on, Nixa can just go ahead and hold the ball here. Their 44-point lead, but there's a dump off to Kranz, and Kranz will finish it. Extend the lead to 46. So it's looking like it's going to be an Eagles win here. 46-point win for the junior varsity Eagles, as they were dominant in this one coming out of the half. You just need to get warmed up, it seemed like. 67-21 is your score. Coming up next, it is the varsity matchup between the Nixa Eagles and the Waynesville Tigers. It is Waynesville's homecoming game. It will be me and Aiden Hopkins on the call. We will be back in just a short break.
Hello, everyone, and welcome here to Waynesville High School in Waynesville, Missouri. It's the Nixa Eagles taking on the Waynesville Tigers in this court-warming version of a home game for the Waynesville Tigers. Aiden Hoppins alongside my partner, Brady Richard, for a great one between Nixa Eagles and Waynesville. I mean, this Nixa team has just been so good recently. I mean, they did have that one loss to Park Hill, and they had that one early blue and gold outing against Bolivar that got that second loss on their record, but a really quiet 17-2 area team. What do you like out of Nixa Eagles the past couple of weeks?
I like the pace that they've started to play with. They started to get those stops on defense and then move in transition, and I think that pace, that's really their identity. Whenever they move faster, they get down the court, and they pass it up. That's where they score a lot of their points, and in their loss to Park Hill, I think that's why they lost. They stopped doing that. They started playing sloppy, half-court offense, where it's kind of just ISO basketball, and that's not their identity. That's not how they score. That's not how they play. I think they need to play good defense, get out in transition, and that's how they need to score their points.
Yeah, and that loss against Park Hill was an OT loss. Isaiah Casson with a three-point shot in the corner that set them up for OT with seconds left on the clock. And like you mentioned, they stopped playing the way they're used to playing. Is they were leading by 18 at one point, but ended up losing that game in a heartbreaking fashion in overtime, which sent them to the third-place game. But a great bounce back against Winnetonka and Joplin on Tuesday night in that throwback game, which was just a really fun game to watch.
Yeah, and even in that Joplin game, I think that game was close in the first half because it was a new area they were playing in, new rims that they weren't used to. But to that Park Hill game, really why they lost is it just got sloppy out there. It didn't look like their brand of basketball, and they were just chucking up shots, it looked like. I mean, I would take a transition layup any day over a slow it down and pull up three-pointer, and I think they were taking the pull-up three-pointer in that game instead of the transition layup. So just play their brand of basketball, and I think that they can have success that way, especially in these big games coming up against Kickapoo and Central. I've talked to Brady Reedson, who's not able to be with us tonight, but throughout the start of the season, I said that this Nixa team needs to be playing fast. This is a conditioning team, and we saw that in Parkview for the first time. And we saw exactly what can happen when they play basketball like that, with a dominant win over the Vikings. And whenever they're playing fast and together, I mean, this team has the best chemistry you'll ever see out of any basketball team ever. I mean, they've all been playing together since third grade as a starting five. Usually has, especially Randy Flynn. I mean, he's played up with his brother Kevon throughout his whole basketball career. So besides Adam McKnight, I mean, this whole team's played together for a really long time. And, I mean, Parkview is a good basketball team. I mean, I know Nixa just kind of – they walked in and they whooped them is the best way to put it. They completely outplayed them. But Parkview's a good basketball team. They went into the Tournament of Champions, and they competed with the best of the best. I know they got last place, but they were playing their best basketball. But Nixa, whenever they're at the top of their game, that's just how good they are. Now, granted, Parkview was getting unlucky on some shots and weren't getting some calls, but at the end of the day, Nixa played spectacular, and that's what helped them win that game. And if they can do that every game, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, Nixa coming into this game, I think everyone's a little confused. Waynesville just dunked and didn't get a tech. But, yeah, I mean, this Nixa team has been so good this whole year, but with those two minor mistakes. I mean, Bolivar game, I just think that it was just a Cinderella story at that point. Bolivar was not missing shots in that game, and it was actually fun to watch, too. I mean, not to discredit Bolivar at all, and, of course, like we mentioned that Park Hill game. But Waynesville on the other side, they're 6-11, coming off a loss against Carthage on Tuesday, and that game was actually close. They kept that game within reach for most of the time. They ended up losing 54-46. But Carthage isn't a bad team at all. So this Waynesville team is really confusing because some games they keep really close and some games they lose by a lot. I mean, in the Wheeler game they lost 55-38. Republic they lost 63-48. And I think during that stint, Brinley Hagel was out, if I'm not mistaken. And you also have they lost to Neosho 68-39.
Hagelwood's been playing good.
Yeah, Hagelwood's been really good. So we're going to sit down the PA announcer for Star Lineups and National Anthem. We'll be right back.
Nixa High School wish all players good luck in tonight's game. At this time, first resident Eagles of Nixa High School. Starting at guard, 6'6" senior wearing number 2, Keon Flint. Starting at guard, 6'1" junior wearing number 3, Randy Flint. Starting at forward, 6'3" senior wearing number 5, Lane Montgomery. Starting at guard, 6'2" junior wearing number 13, Ty Harris. And starting at forward, 6'4" sophomore wearing number 21, Adam Knight. Head coach of the Nixa Eagles is Rob Waynesville. And now it's time to meet your starting lineup for your Waynesville Tigers. Starting at forward, a 6'2" sophomore wearing number 10, Jaden Reynolds. Starting at guard, a 5'7" sophomore wearing number 11, Omar Gonzalez. Starting at guard, a 6'1" junior wearing number 2, Brandon Jackson. Starting at guard, a 6' junior wearing number 1, Cody Black. And starting at forward, a 6'3" senior wearing number 35, Ethan Esguerra. Head coach of your Waynesville Tigers is Anthony Caruso. Go.
Welcome back here, Waynesville High School. Nixa Eagles taking on the Waynesville Tigers on this Friday night. And an unusual starting lineup for Nixa Eagles. Jace Combs is sitting to start as he was sick yesterday, had to miss practice, and then Bryce Foster is out of this game with an ankle injury. So Adam McKnight, Randy Flint, Kevon Flint, Ty Kellis, and Lane Meltebarger to start her off. Meltebarger already wrestling with somebody on the left side of the court. Tip is won by Waynesville into the hands of Gonzalez. Gonzalez swings it around to the corner guard by Meltebarger. That is Reynolds. Black. Gonzalez pump fakes, guarded by Randy Flint. Waynesville taking their time. Now Black swinging around one more time. Inside the paint, that is Esguerra. Esguerra driving, using his weight, spinning, and can't finish at the rim. Rebounded by Ty Kellis. Kellis slows it down, give that to Kevon Flint. Flint passes better. Now back to Kevon Flint.
And if I'm Waynesville, I'm going to keep looking for Esguerra. I mean, he weighs 245 pounds inside on McKnight. Has the clear size advantage inside, so I think they need to keep working inside.
McKnight misses the first. That's rebounded by Esguerra. Pretty good showing for the Waynesville students actually tonight. They're making some noise after that first missed bucket for Nixa. Reynolds swinging around to Black. Now back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to work. Trying to find somebody.
And I mean, it's just looking a lot of standing around for these Tigers right now.
But a great take to the rim from Brandon Jackson, and Waynesville leads 2-0.
And right as I say that, Jackson finally gets someone to move, and he goes inside. Good take to the rim. Way to be aggressive there. But their offense, you need to start moving, because all standing around, it's going to get stagnant, and then they're going to pressure you, and you have nothing to do.
Waynesville out in a 2-3 zone here. Kevon Flint wide open in the corner, thinks about it. Won't pull the trigger. He'll cross-court pass to Randy. Randy Flint driving, floating, and scoring for two. A tough shot there for the junior.
And good ball fake to the corner. It's really what got the defense to bite, and then just floated up and then used that wingspan of his.
Eagles coming out in full court press. Up top, Gonzalez. Wide open, great pass there, and finishing for two again is Brandon Jackson.
And there they go back inside again, and I think I said it once and I'll say it again, that's what they got to do this game. It seems like they have a clear size advantage there, especially with Combs starting out.
Kevon Flint over to Randy Flint, inside McKnight. McKnight driving, back out Randy Flint. Randy Flint driving again, finds Meltebarger. Meltebarger pump fakes off the glass, no good, tipped around to the hands of McKnight. Now Kellis. Kellis gets hit hard, he'll drive. Back out Randy Flint. Randy Flint pull up three, short, rebounded by Ty Kellis, but it'll be out of bounds in Waynesville basketball.
And although that missed from Randy Flint, I like that he's shooting that shot more. It seemed like last year and even the beginning of this year, he'd kind of pull it back for three-pointers, but now he starts stepping into it, being more confident from deep, and he's starting to hit more as well.
Eagles back in the press here.
I believe Flint was 100% on his first like 5 threes this year, something like that.
That one's tipped around, and now stolen away by Randy Flint. Transition, Nixa has the numbers. Meltebarger off the glass, he'll finish for 2. Eagles tie it up at 4.
And there's that brand of basketball for Nixa we were talking about in the pregame show there. They get the steal, and Flint doesn't slow it down, keeps on pushing down in transition. He's able to find an easy dump off to a cutting Meltebarger.
Black directing traffic. Almost turned over, but he'll catch it on the pass back from Esguerra. Inside, Flint falls. The shot no good off the front of the rim. Back up Esguerra. Esguerra lets it fly. No. And tipped around into the hands of McKnight. McKnight driving, spinning, and scoring for 2. What a take there by Adam McKnight.
Good move for McKnight. Uses the spin move, and Esguerra falls for it completely, gets right around him, and then able to finish with the contact.
Refs letting him play here.
A strong take from McKnight.
As there was a questionable steal there on the other end by Nix's. Waynesville thought there would have been a foul there.
Yeah, I could see where the Waynesville fans are coming from. McKnight kind of came up and bumped him a bit before he stole it.
And 10-second violation will be called. That was a fast 10 seconds. Yeah. But a great job there by the Eagles press to get the ball back as they lead by 2. 4:04 remaining in the first quarter. 6-4 is the score. Randy Flint inside to McKnight. McKnight back out Randy Flint. Randy Flint again wide open. Can't get it to fall.
Another thing I'm realizing from these Tigers is the rebounding. They really stay with it and box out. And I like that they're just going back to the fundamentals here and grabbing these rebounds over this Nixa team, who overall is really aggressive, especially McKnight inside.
Jaden Reynolds driving on Meltebarger. He'll get up to Esguerra. Esguerra backing McKnight down. Trying to finish, and he will at the rim. And yeah, I didn't mention, I think that's just the matchup to feed now.
I think he's got maybe 60 pounds on McKnight, so he's too easy for him to just bump him down and low, and McKnight can't really do anything, not trying to pick up any fouls early.
Randy Flint has Kevon Flint on the wing.
I think maybe with Esguerra, you can send someone to help backside and come double him.
McKnight fading away, can't finish. 2 Eagles fighting for the ball, and I think it would have been better for one of them just to grab it. Meltebarger on the ground, back out Randy Flint. Now Kevon Flint. Cross-court pass Kellis. Pump faking, driving, and can't finish. And traveling will be called. It'll be Eagles basketball.
Yeah, I could see what Kellis was going for. Was trying to go for the up and under there, but just let it go too early, I think. And it kind of just threw it at the rim. And it got stuck. But a strong take. He caught him on the closeout, so his footing wasn't right, and he could have maybe pulled up for a mid-range right there if he wanted to as well.
Randy Flint throws it to McKnight, but it's over his head, stolen away by Esguerra. 6-6 to score. Reynolds.
Little mistakes from this Nixa team is doing a lot for them right now. It's keeping Waynesville right with them.
Pull-up jumpers, no good off the back iron. Rebounded by McKnight. Kellis in transition, pull-up 3. Hits it for 3. 9-6, Eagles lead.
Good shot from Kellis. Notice that there was nothing happening in the paint with his, because it was clogged by Waynesville, so he just decided to pull up and nails the 3. Good decision by Ty Kellis.
So Vincent came in for Flint after that travel. It's only sub by either team thus far. A deep 3 for the response. No good. That was Black. Vincent bringing it up now. Driving, flying, and can't finish at the rim. Rebounded by Esguerra.
Especially with how athletic Vince is. I expect him to finish that, but I think just got to flick that wrist a bit more whenever he's flipping it up there. And if I think he does that next time, he's going to finish it.
9-6, Nixa leads with 1:45 remaining in the first quarter. Both teams haven't shot too well to start the game, as Waynesville has held the ball most of this first quarter. Pull-up jumper, Gonzalez can't get it to fall, rebounded by Randy Flint. No fouls by either team so far. Flint driving and can't score, rebounded by McKnight. He'll go up for 2.
And I feel like, back to your no fouls, I feel like there has been plenty of fouls, just none of them called so far. They're letting them play aggressive.
Into the paint. Black, pump fake, step back 3. Hits it. That's a great shot there.
That's good offense from the Waynesville Tigers. They got it. They're working around the press until they got the middle open. Right when you get there, defense collapse, and that's just inside-out offense.
Once again spinning through some contact. Can't finish. Tipped around. Will stay with Nixa. 44 seconds left.
But back to that offense from Waynesville. I think that's just ideal offense for any team, really. Any basketball team in the state. I mean, working it in and out and then getting the open 3 to your best sharpshooter. I mean, you can't get a better look than that.
So first foul of the day will be charged to Omar Gonzalez. He'll charged with a push. Meltzebarger. Now to Vincent. 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Randy Flint. Vincent in the corner. Kellis, pump fake, driving, pull-up jumper. He got it.
And what I'm noticing from this Waynesville defense, they're playing soft and in man. So Nixa, if they can just get one dribble beat off of them and noticing that they're playing off and help, they can kick it out and get some open shots or maybe catch them lacking and get a quick pull-up.
Waynesville holding for the last shot. Black screen. Pass it over 3 seconds. Driving and can't finish was Jackson. And like you mentioned earlier before this game started, this roster's out of order. So I was trying to find his number the whole time. Either way, Eagles are up to end the first quarter. 13-9 is the score. We're going to step aside. Be right back. Back here from our break, brought to you by Beauty Wellness & Co. 13-9 is the score. Nixa leads Waynesville after 1 quarter of play, as Jace Combs will enter for the first time this game after having to sit that first quarter. So Vince will pass into Kevon Flint here. Vincent, back to Flint. Flint Kellis, too much room for him. He's hot, and no. Rebounded by Combs. Now, that looks really good.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about in the break there. This Waynesville defense, I think they're playing too soft. They're not respecting these shooters on Nixa. And Kellis already hit a 3. That one looked dead on. They're going to have to step up.
Combs thought about it. He'll give it up to Flint. Flint now to Kellis. Kellis driving. Swings it over Flint. Now back Combs. Combs, jab step. He'll drive, though. Back out Vincent. Vincent pump fakes. Now he's driving. No foul called. Over to Kellis somehow. Kellis now McKnight wide open on the block. Good look there.
And with the help defense I mentioned right before the break, the help defense kind of style that the Tigers are playing right there, he draws all the defense, takes the attention onto the ball. Kellis does, and then they leave McKnight wide open opposite block. So good look from Kellis.
Eagles break the count. Jerome Shelton will check in for the first time today. He's guarded by Vincent. Also on the court for Waynesville is Isaiah Montgomery Love. Driving and scoring there was Brandon Jackson.
Good pace from Jackson. Stepping through the lane, took that first step quick, and then just kind of stayed on his second one on one leg and waited for the defense to jump in the air and come back down, and then he took his shot.
Combs to Flint. Flint pump fakes, pull-up jumper. Can't get it to fall. So Black bringing it up here, trailing by 4 in this court-warming game for this Waynesville Tigers team. Montgomery Love swings over to Black. Reynolds guarded by Combs, and Waynesville's taking their time here. Black guarded by Vincent. Driving. And stripped away there. Combs in transition, 2-on-1. Slows it down. I think you got to pass it there and score. Kellis deep 3. No.
Yeah, and that play right there, I think, sums up the Park Hill game we were talking about. Instead of passing it right there, they keep it and try to get a point on their own. And
what a move. Finish by Brandon Jackson there off the spin move. Cuts the lead to 2.
I mean, it seemed like he was falling away, but still somehow is able to get it up and in. What a move from Jackson.
Flint driving to Kellis. Foul will be called.
I think too aggressive there from Jerome Shelton. I just want to talk a bit about this Waynesville offense. I think maybe they have a game plan going into it. You said they were holding the ball. Maybe they're just trying to hold the ball because they know how good this Nixa team is once they get moving fast. If they just hold it and keep the ball out of their hands, then they can stay in this game.
Combs, deep 3. Short. Rebounded by Kellis. Randy Flint inside McKnight. McKnight spinning. Back out Flint. Flint's three-pointer won't fall. Tipped around in the hands of Combs. Combs gets hacked at, but no call. He misses the pull-up jumper. Now to Kellis. Offensive rebound saving the Eagles right now. Kellis driving. Thought he was fouled, but wasn't. Back out Flint. Randy Flint now to Kellis. Kevon Flint. Floater, no good. Rebounded by Escura.
And I mean, that's amazing ball movement by the Eagles there. I mean, you can't really run a better offense than that. Extra passes everywhere. They got the best shot they could, but you just got to finish there. And Waynesville, you've got to get bodies to bodies and get a rebound at some point.
Kellis gambles off the foot of the person dribbling the ball, and it will be out of bounds. That was going to take me a few seconds to find his name here. Brandon Jackson driving there, and off his foot. It'll be Eagles basketball. Timeout by Waynesville. It's a full timeout. 15-13 is the score. We'll be right back. Randy Flint bringing it up here for the Eagles. They lead by 2 as Waynesville has just done a really great job. I feel like Nixa isn't hitting shots as well, though. But defense has been good. Combs pull up 3. No. That was tipped by Kevon Flint.
I don't think that's a very smart shot from Combs there. Coming out of the break, you could have worked around and gotten a better shot.
Randy Flint strips it away. And he'll lay it up for two. I thought for a second it was going to rim out.
I thought he was going to try and dunk that, but the player was flying in right behind him.
Black here. Inside of Esgura, but he'll finish at the rim. He's been really good today.
And it looked like they tried to get that backside help I was talking about from Flint, but just too slow to it. And I mean, this Garrett is too big for him.
McKnight over to Randy Flint. Randy Flint over to Kevon. Kevon floater won't fall into the hands of McKnight. McKnight can't get it to go. Kellis tries to rebound, and it'll be Waynesville basketball.
And looking at that Nixa offense there, I think if McKnight can become a consistent three-point shooter, that can really make this offense soar higher than it already is, because then they can't just sit in the paint and wait for him to go in there. They have to actually go out and respect his shot, and then that opens up opportunities for the whole team to drive inside.
So Gonzalez guarded by Flint.
And it's strange to me because I know McKnight can shoot the three. Like, I've seen him shoot it in practice everywhere, but just never shoots it in game.
The three for the lead, no good. Kellis with the rebound. Combs driving. Can't finish there either. He was on the line. It'll be Eagles basketball.
Good attempt to get the ball there. Diving on the ground, just stepped out.
Combs. Now McKnight. Now Randy Flint to Kellis. Had Kevon Flint on the backdoor cut. He'll give it up to McKnight, and McKnight will be fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. The first free throws we'll see from either team today.
And Kellis has had some good looks now. That's another good dump-off pass to McKnight there. Bringing that defense in with him, taking Izquierda off McKnight is essential there, because then, I mean, no one else on the court, I think, is stopping McKnight or is his size except for Izquierda. So take him out of the play, and McKnight can be an X factor.
Checking back into the game for the Tigers, Eric Glover.
Waynesville has stayed in this game, despite the record.
Second free throw, no good. Black up top. Now Jackson. In the corner is Glover. Stripped away, Glover again in the corner. Gets Combs to jump but won't pull the trigger. Jackson over to Black. Jackson once again driving and swatted away by Kellis. It'll be Waynesville basketball. And this Waynesville team is keeping themselves in this because they're holding the ball for so long, and then Nixa just isn't scoring.
Yeah, I mean, Nixa only has 18 points in the first half. It's very out of character for them.
Gets him to jump, and he'll score. That was Black.
And good job, Black, to make sure he doesn't drag that pivot foot. Lands on two, so he makes sure he doesn't travel. That's just a fundamental move and gets the defense jumping.
Kellis, cross-court pass, Flint, wide open. He won't shoot it, though. Kellis from the good spot that he likes, but can't get it to fall. Gonzalez, guarded by Kellis. Reynolds will come back in.
I wouldn't be surprised if Waynesville went and held this ball for the final minute, considering how they've played this whole game.
A lead going into halftime would be huge for Waynesville.
Here it looks like they're pulling it out now, but Kellis is giving them the pressure.
Gonzalez driving, puts up a shot, can't fall, rebounded by Combs. 44 seconds now. Randy Flint.
That's a good look from Gonzalez. He's got to hit that one. I mean, you're wide open.
Combs Double team, trapped, and that's taken away. In transition, gets it to fall, 19-18.
I think Flint thought he was going to pass that, but it didn't even look like he made a ball fake. Just maybe he tried to scare him into passing it and tried to guess it, but he was not fooled at all.
McKnight. 8 seconds. Randy Flint. Combs. Deep three. Can't fall. Kellis on the putback. And that's how the first half will end. Nixa leads by 1 after a great putback from Ty Kellis. But Waynesville is hanging in there.
And if I'm Waynesville, if I'm Coach Anthony Caruso, I'm telling my team exactly what Coach Jack Simpson told his Parkview team in the Tournament of Champions. There's no morale victories. You're in a 1-point game with one of the best teams in the area, but you got to keep competing. You can't go into the second half and just fiddle out kind of like Joplin did last week when they were in a game with Nixa. You've got to stay with it, and you can't let them take control of the second half.
20-19 is the score as we head into the locker rooms. Eagles lead. We'll be right back. We're back here after a rocky first half for the Nixa Eagles. 20-19's the score. After that first half, I mean, shots just weren't falling. Brady, what did you like out of Waynesville in that half?
I like their rebounding for the most part. There's that one possession where they kind of couldn't get bodies on bodies and able to get the rebound, but overall they were able to hustle for the rebound. Izquierda to really help them inside with his size advantage. He was able to bump McKnight most of the time. And the rebounding really impressed me, and taking McKnight out of the game impressed me. I thought that Izquierda did a good job on offense, making sure McKnight wasn't there to help his guards driving in, and on defense, he just walled up, and with the size advantage he had, they couldn't really do anything.
It looked like Waynesville was going to have the lead going into the locker room, but Ty Kellis at the buzzer had different ideas, so Nixa leads starting this second half.
I mean, with that buzzer beater, you can't get down if you're Waynesville. You got to keep your morale high, your hopes high, and you played a good first half. Don't let that one bucket at the end lose your hope.
Wide open for three was Gonzalez, but he couldn't hit it. So Randy Flint bringing it up now, finds Kevon Flint inside Kellis. That one's batted away, no foul call, but out of bounds. It'll stay with Nixa.
That's another thing from the first half. The refs were letting them play. Lots of contact and pushing and shoving, but they just let it go, and I think that's part of the reason why that first half went by so quickly.
Kevon Flint thought about it, but he'll give it his brother Randy. Cross-court pass Combs, who has yet to make a shot today. McKnight driving and finishing off the glass for two, 22-19.
Wait for McKnight to not shy away from his gear there. Just went right at him, and that's what helped them get the bucket.
So now it's Reynolds for Waynesville driving in. Back out to Black.
I think Waynesville needs to get Black more involved too. That one shot that he shot, we drilled it from three. I mean, I'm going to keep feeding him 1 for 1. Why not give him more?
Jackson hesitates, fades away, and gets nothing. It'll be rebounded by McKnight. Kevon Flint to Combs. Combs open in the corner. He'll drive.
You think that's the result of him missing shots in the first half? Looks like maybe just losing confidence there.
Driving, getting his own rebound, but can't finish there was Reynolds. Kevon Flint now. Randy Flint. Driving into the paint and finishing and one, Randy Flint.
And there's Flint there going at Izquierda, not shying away from the 245-pound beast. It goes right into him, gets the and one, and that's what McKnight did. Flint does it as well.
Free throw to extend the lead to 6. Excuse me, 7. No, 6. They took a point off the board. I was really confused there.
And
won't get it to fall.
This is what I said Waynesville can't do. They look a bit starstruck now coming out after competing in the first half. They've got to get a bucket to get going again. Seems like a must-score possession here.
Gonzalez guarded by Combs. Swing around the perimeter. Back out to Jackson. Now Black stepping back, thought about it. Inside, Jackson over the hand of McKnight, but can't get it to fall. Jump ball will be called, and it'll be Eagles basketball.
I think there was a missed travel there on that step back.
James Harden.
He stepped back and then switched his pivot foot right after, so.
Combs, back to Randy Flint. Now Kellis. Flint, Kellis, back to Flint. Hot potato being played here. Combs, open three, hits it for the first one today.
That'll help his confidence. We saw him not shoot that wide open three-pointer he had, and you looked a bit confused about that one, a bit mad that he didn't shoot it, but there, knocks that one down. That'll help him get going.
Gonzalez, guarded by Combs, 11 on 11. And that will be turned over by Waynesville. And I think that Black would have gotten there if Reynolds wouldn't have dove.
Yeah, or vice versa. Looks like Reynolds could have gotten there.
30-second timeout called by Waynesville, so Nixa extends the lead to 8. I mean, Brady, what have you liked from Nixa so far?
It looked like they came out with a sense of urgency. They knew that they weren't playing well in that first half and that they should be up on this team, and they addressed that issue, got up, came out with some energy, got scoring quickly, and stopping this Waynesville team who needs to get a bucket soon before this game gets out of reach.
It's almost like just like the Joplin game all over again, it feels like. Back and forth in that first half, and then Nixa took control in the second. So,
yeah, and that's something Nixa's got to figure out coming next Tuesday, because against a team like Kickapoo, you can't be slow in that first half. They're a team that's going to come out, one of the best teams in the state. They're going to come out and pour it on you early, so you can't start off slow like they have been against these lower-end teams.
Kellis over to Randy Flint, now Combs. And that one's tipped around into the hands of Black.
I think McKnight simply passed it before he looked. Didn't see him there.
Shelton bringing it up here. Shelton again, guarded by Flint. Spinning. Tipped around, and they'll say Kevon Flint tipped it. I think he knew he did too, and was trying to convince him to give the Eagles basketball. Shelton over to Black. Black inside, but it's stolen away by the Eagles. Great defense there by McKnight. Flint in transition, finds McKnight off the block, and he'll go up for 2. As Black got hit in the face there.
Good job by McKnight on the defensive end to jump that pass, though, and get the tip on it early.
Black's going to stay on the court. As McKnight was cutting back for the 2 and hit Black with his shoulder. So Black will take a seat. Returning is Gonzalez. Excuse me, Reynolds. Travel, or 10-second will be called. That's the second of the day. But I think it is travel either way.
Just seems like this Waynesville team doesn't have that same aggression they had in the first half. I mean, are you seeing it?
I think the crowd got scared. I think the crowd got out of the game, and that's what's.
The student section was loud. They were cheering on their team, and now haven't heard them in a while.
A D-up chant starting now. Ty Kellis on the wing. Once again, looking for Flint on the back door. He'll be fouled, and they're going to say he's shooting. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
I don't know if I agree with the shooting call, but was a foul inside. Got him on his arm.
First free throw's good for Kellis. 11-point lead for the Eagles. (31-19).
And Waynesville's got to score. I mean, they haven't scored since the quarter started, and they were just competing with this team.
Stolen away by Kevon Flint. He'll get the 2 to fall. And timeout's going to be called as Waynesville is struggling to break this press. Full timeout means we're going to step aside. 33-19, Eagles lead. We're back here. Eagles lead 33-19 after a quick start to the half. They've outscored Waynesville 13-0 to start the half. Finishing at the rim was Jackson.
That's good jelly finish from Jackson there, adjusting in the air to McKnight, and that's a shot that can get your team going and get the crowd back into this game, because that's a difficult shot to make.
Kellis thought he got fouled in the corner. Black for three. Bang!
And I was saying they got to give it to Blackmore. He shot 1 3 and he absolutely drilled it in there. Nothing different.
Combs over to Flint. Kevon Flint back Combs. Combs has room, and Combs hits it. Responds with 3 of his own, 36-24.
And I mean, how fluid is Combs' jump shot? It's just, he catches it, takes 1 step, 2, and just looks so smooth.
Trapped in the corner, tipped around. In the corner for 3, long. Tipped around into the hands of Kevon Flint. 3-on-1. Eagles got to score here. McKnight finished with their contact. Should be and 1, but not.
Back on that 3 from long, I didn't even see him in the corner. The student section was in the way. I thought he was just throwing it out of bounds.
Kevon Flint, Combs won't finish with a slam, but he'll get the 2.
That's Cale Combs. I think the gym's going crazy.
Breaks the full court press, but stolen away by Flint quickly after. Combs in transition, lays it up for 2. 42-24 as it seems Gonzalez was tripped up there. So he'll stay in the game. That's Omar Gonzalez. Back in the full court press is the Eagles as they lead by 18. And yeah, that was definitely a foul there. Is that the first foul in the Eagles' game?
I think so. I've seen fouls that should have been called, but just none called.
As Gonzalez is going to head to the locker room after playing that 1 play. Meltebarger and Vincent check in. Kellis and Kevon Flint come out. Like I mentioned, Bryce Foster not playing for the Eagles today with an ankle injury he suffered in that Joplin game on Tuesday night.
Yeah, and I was talking to him. He said he's going to sit this one out. He said it hurts pretty bad, but he wants to be back for that Kickapoo game. And I think this team needs him back for that one. A senior leader, and I think they're one of their best ball handlers, him and Kevon Flint.
Spinning and finding in the wing for 3. That was Eric Glover.
I'm surprised this Waynesville team hasn't went to the 3-point shot more. Glover hitting that one. Very efficient tonight.
Randy Flint back to Combs. Combs to Meltebarger wide open. He'll finish for 2. Good look there. Timeout called by the Eagles, their first of the day. It's a 30-second. We'll be right back. (44-27). Waynesville basketball out of the break. We'll get it in to Shelton. Shelton falling right into the hands of Meltebarger. Meltebarger on the fast break, loses it.
And Flint and Shelton were chirping that whole time and getting that defensive stop. I mean, they already have the momentum, but that might have put the nail in the coffin in the third quarter because they were chirping that whole inbounds, and then that could have been a highlight play, but Meltebarger can't finish.
25 seconds left in the third. Travel should be called and will be called.
Good move, just drag that pivot foot.
Randy Flint bringing it up. Now to Wyatt Vincent. Randy Flint, Jace Combs, 10 seconds. 8 seconds now, Randy Flint. Combs, 5. Pull-up jumper from the volleyball line. No, tipped around into the hands of Jackson. Can't hit it. 44-27 is the score at the end of the third. Eagles lead. We'll be right back. (44-27). Eagles lead the Tigers in this COC matchup. Eagles trying to keep their COC win streak alive, as it has been 1,830 days since they have lost a COC basketball game. February 4th, 2020 was the last time they lost a conference basketball game. Combs in transition. He'll take it all by himself, but it's tipped at the rim. Vincent to Randy Flint. Randy Flint stepping back into the hands of McKnight. McKnight tripped up, driving. Combs in the corner by himself, pump fakes. Now Randy Flint. Back to McKnight. McKnight driving. Off the glass for 2.
Good offense from the Eagles. They kept feeding it back into McKnight, kicking it back out. Wasn't getting that three-point shot. And finally, McKnight saw the opening and took it himself. Way to keep that defense moving and open it up.
Jackson spin moves out for 3. That was Reynolds. Couldn't hit. Foul will be called. It'll be Eagles basketball.
Just got up and grabbed the shoulder and got over him.
Randy Flint to Combs. McKnight thinks about the three-pointer, but he'll give it to Vincent. Vincent over to Flint. Now Combs. A lot of space there, but he'll give it to Randy Flint. Combs again. Pump fakes. Pull up from the free throw line. He'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2. Combs' first free throw is good. Makes the lead 20 for the Eagles. A low-scoring game for the Eagles so far. I mean, if you look at their past games, I mean, they're averaging 62 points a game. So I guess they could still get there, but the past few games, they've been scoring a lot. I mean, 77, 76, they had 70 in the Park Hill game, 73 against Parkview. 81 against Willard. And then before that, that's all the low-scoring games. They had 48 against Carthage. As there's a tough finish.
I always forget about that Carthage game because we were at the Tournament of Champions and the game just happened while we were there. But Carthage is not too bad this year. I think you mentioned in the pregame show, pretty solid team.
McKnight finishes through contact but doesn't get it to fall. He'll finally get a foul call.
And I think the lack of offense in the second half is really what diminished this Waynesville Tigers team. I mean, 10 points scored in the second half to Nixa's, was it 28, somewhere around there. So just simply isn't going to win you basketball games when you're competing with a team at Nixa's caliber. You've got to keep up with them the whole game, and here they just slowed down in the second half.
First free throw no good for McKnight. Second one, same outcome. In transition, spinning, and off the front of the rim, he'll be fouled. Going to line to shoot two will be Jaden Reynolds.
I'm not sure if I agree with that call. Ty Keller's hands look straight up. Look at the replay in here. Well, it's not the same play.
First free throw for Reynolds is good. 48-30 now. Second free throw is good. 48-31. Kevon Flint to bring it up. Vincent to Flint. Back Vincent, inside McKnight. McKnight pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Can't get it to fall. Tipped around into the hands of Reynolds. Reynolds trailing by 17. Randy Flint and Jace Combs will head to the scorer's table. Three will be no good. And into the hands of Flint. Vincent in the corner. Inside McKnight. McKnight driving, has the mismatch out to Kevon Flint. Kellis, baseline driving, looking, finds Vincent. Vincent was open, he'll drive now. Can't get it to fall.
I like the defense inside there on McKnight. He's been abusing them with that spin move all game, and they just adjusted to it there. Didn't fall for it, expected it, and stopped them.
Vincent in transition, goes through some contact and finishes for two.
Way to go all the way to the hole for Vincent there. He passed up on an open shot. He had the possession before, but there he takes it and can finish at the rim.
50-31, Eagles lead. 50-31. Eagles lead the Tigers. Trapped in the corner, and I don't know how he got the ball back.
Basket by Black.
So Black puts it in. Kellis to Combs. Combs finds Kellis cutting, can't finish at the rim. Into the hands of Randy Flint. Easy steal there. McKnight driving, spinning, through some contact, and one out of McKnight.
And good job, McKnight, to finish through the contact there, embraces it, goes up strong, and it's what we expect out of him now. He's been so good at it these past 2 years.
So free throw, no good. In transition is Reynolds. Foul will be called on the ground.
Nixa foul on McKnight. 17th foul on the board. His first of the game.
Over the top to Jackson. Shoe fell off there. Zion Williamson moment there. You ever seen that? Shoe fall off mid-game? Like they had the ball. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but except Zion breaks his
Blew
foot.
it. He blew it. I was watching that game live. I was really confused what happened there. So it's Guerra now. Swinging around to Jackson. For three, and foul three-point shot is Eric Glover. He'll go to line to shoot three.
I think Combs' wingspan went against him there. He's going for the block, and his arm just came back around at the end and clipped him a bit.
First one good. Second one good as well. Third one will fall. Kevon Flint quickly in transition to McKnight. McKnight gets trampled, no foul call. Combs can't respond, rebound Flint. Flint goes up, he'll be fouled, he'll go line to shoot two.
Fortunate Flint is okay. He took a hard fall there on the putback, but way to be aggressive and get back up. Happy he's not hurt or anything.
Flint at the line for Nixa.
Flint's first free throw, no good. Second free throw will fall, 53-36 now. Driving baseline, back out for three, and hitting is Eric Glover. 53-39 now.
think Eric Glover should have been in earlier in this game for the Tigers. I mean, he's came in, hit 2 threes, been pretty efficient from deep as well.
Combs, pump fake. Now Randy Flint, 2-3 zone for the Tigers. McKnight at the rim, can't finish. Hit by his, oh wow. He was hit by his own player there, and Waynesville got called for the foul.
Yeah. And boos come raining in, and I mean, I do agree with him. Got smacked by his own player.
His fourth. Nixa's in the bonus.
First free throw's good.
McKnight at the line for Nixa.
Timeout called
Timeout, Nixa.
by Coach Blanton. It's a full timeout, means we'll step away. 54-39. Eagles lead. (54-39). McKnight to shoot his second free throw. He hits it. 55-39 now. Reynolds over Randy Flint, can't get it to fall. McKnight in transition to Kellis. Kellis sweeping through the lane for 2.
And way to step into that shot from Kellis. He caught that on the run, so he had to make sure he didn't travel there. Just took 1-2 and then jumped, used his length to go to the rim, and was able to control the speed.
Inside. Trapped. He'll hit Glover. Glover inside. Back out to Jackson. I can't find names on this roster.
That was happened to me in the JV game.
Kellis.
One of the kids wasn't even on the roster.
Over to Flint. Kevon Flint. Over to Combs. Now Randy Flint. Combs. Kevon Flint. Kellis. Good ball movement here for the Eagles. Inside to McKnight. Now Kellis. Kellis will finish for 2.
Great offensive possession. Ball movement was getting swung. Very unselfish from everyone there. Thankfully, I think that pass was to Flint from, I think it was to Kevon from Randy, but McKnight took it out of the air. It would have been a steal, so it kept it alive. And Kellis finishes it at the end. Great offense.
Waynesville taking their time here as the clock winds down. Inside and finishing was Jackson. 13 seconds remaining. Randy Flint to Kellis. Kellis will hold it. And that'll be stolen away.
Foul on the play.
And I think that the Eagles weren't very happy with that play there.
Yeah,
so they decided to foul.
Game is over. I don't know why you're doing that necessarily, but
Makes a foul on Flint, team's fourth quarter. At the line, trying to get the three-pointer the old-fashioned way. For the Tigers, Cody Black.
Black to the line. Free throw will fall. And that's how the game will end. 59-44. Eagles knock off the Tigers. They're now en route to their game Tuesday, which is basically labeled as a COC championship other than Central. So
Central's not in the CS.
yes, they are.
Oh, yeah, they are. I don't know why I thought they weren't. I thought they were in the Springfield Conference.
59-44 is the score. We will see you guys Tuesday, hopefully, if the weather stays away. If you're just not joining us, Aiden Hopkins and my partner, Brady Richard, have a wonderful weekend.